So the last set of kitties we're going to talk about today are incontinent kitties. Before I start talking about these guys, I want to just call out, I know we touched on incontinent felvy and ringworm today, but as Sarah mentioned, I also kind of collect up the other special needs cats that need foster. So if you have questions about other types of cats you're having a hard time getting into foster, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help brainstorm with you. Um, if you aren't familiar with what incontinence is, incontinent cats are not able to control their bladders and or bowels due to various issues. In most cases, the cats that we see at APA endured some kind of traumatic injury prior to arriving at the shelter, or very few of them are born with congenital defects. APA is mostly seeing hit by car, tail injury, or unfortunately bullet in the spine. So those are the population of cats that we're working with. And these are our numbers from the last 4 years. We're kind of staying steady since 2019 at taking in just under 20 cats, and we're adopting out between 15 and 20 cats. And I put the returns number in here as well, because I think it's important to not feel defeated if you adopt an incontinent cat out and it gets returned. Incontinent cats they take routine and they take practice. And if the cat is getting returned, either the adopter wasn't fully prepared or the adopter was fully prepared and it was just still too much for them. But we try to take those returns and reevaluate. Did we not counsel them properly? Did we not provide enough support? How can we make this better for the next time? So you can see our return numbers are steadily going down, which is a great thing. So far this year, we have adopted out 4 incontinent kitties. We actually adopted 2 yesterday. And we've got 10 more in care, 8 are in foster, 2 more are going to foster this weekend. The 2 that were adopted yesterday both went to first-time incontinent fosters or adopters, and the 2 that are going to foster this weekend are going to a first-time incontinent cat. So you don't have to find people that are already experienced. This is our girl, Agatha. Agatha was actually adopted out as a barn cat, and she was hit by a car and then was returned to us. And thank God to everyone that she turned into a sweet little snuggle muffin, because I don't know how we were going to express the bladder of a feral cat. So this worked out for everyone if it had to work out in some way. If you aren't saving incontinent cats already, my suggestion is just to save one. Start with one, work on finding that one a foster. If you don't know anything about incontinence, that's totally fine. I knew nothing. In 2019, I was looking through my list of our longest stay cats, and at the top of the list were 3 incontinent cats, and I just decided, all right, we're gonna get these guys out of here faster, and that's where we started. So I talked to our vets, I talked to techs, any knowledge hoarding I could do is where I started. So you don't need a medical professional to like run this program. You just need someone who's willing to dive in and learn. And I'm more than happy to talk to anybody who wants to do that. We started with a survey. We made a survey that we put in our adopters Facebook group, and it had questions about what would make you feel more comfortable fostering an incontinent cat? What are the barriers? What do we need to help mitigate in order to get more of these cats out of the shelter? Because while they do okay in the shelter, it's far easier for me to find a cat a home if I know what their routine looks like in a foster. So Shiitake is pictured on this slide. Shiitake was actually originally in Anita's program. She was adopted out as a ringworm kitten. She took a fall in her adopted home, and the adopter just wasn't comfortable caring for her. So she came back to us, and now she's one of our little incontinent kitties. A biggest concern we hear is I'm not home all the time. That's the biggest myth. When we have adopters and fosters, we say express them when you wake up in the morning, which is emptying their bladder or bowel. Express them when you get home from work, and then check them one more time before you go to bed. Many of our fosters are vet techs, so they're gone 10 hours a day. 2 of our vets have incontinent cats. They are gone for 12 hours a day. You do not have to work from home to foster an incontinent cat. Then people are worried that they won't ever be able to take a vacation. They take in this foster cat, they're never going to be able to get rid of it. So we created a peer source list of incontinent experienced sitters. I started with people that I knew already had incontinent cats and asked them if they'd be willing to be on this list. I contacted sitters in Austin that I already was in contact with and asked them if they were comfortable with incontinent cats. So I just kind of went through that, and now we've got a list of like 6 to 8 people that are available to do kitty sitting. So Cross that concern off the list. And then another one we got is that they're messy. Some are, not all of them are, and there are ways to mitigate them. So every single cat is an individual. We work with fosters on their particular cat and the best way to manage that mess. People say it takes too long to get them adopted. Last year, our average length of stay was 141 days. APA doesn't consider a cat long stay until they've been here 100 days. So they're really not staying that much longer than a regular cat. Kittens do go faster. My hypothesis on that is because we put diapers on kittens and people think that kittens in diapers are really cute. But whenever we send a cat to foster, whenever we talk about diapering a cat, I just, for my mental sanity, have to put out there, if you are going to diaper a cat, please make sure that you are talking to a vet or someone who's experienced. It can get dangerous really quickly with urine scald. It's the same as a human baby. They need to be kept dry and clean. So don't go throwing diapers on cats and being like, great, clean, no problem. So good photos, videos, and constant content are the key to adoption. When we launched our campaign 2 years ago, we were posting them multiple times a week. Now that initial campaign of like busting myths is over, we're posting them once a week. But every single week we're featuring a different incontinent cat, and we're reminding people that in shelters across the country, they are euthanized for perceived lack of quality of life or inability to have proper resources to care for them. So constantly hitting the public with cute photos, videos, and chatting about them is what's going to get them in the door. And another totally fair one is I'm scared. Totally fine. We have created a Facebook group that is peer-to-peer support. It is one of the most supportive Facebook groups in town. We get new adopters or fosters that pop in there and they'll say, clinic taught me how to express, but I'm having a problem. And you'll have people that are like, oh, I don't live too far from you. Let me pop over and see if I can help you with that expression tonight. Or, hey, my cat's doing this. What have you guys done to manage the mess or make expressing easier? And it's just a big collaborative, well, it's not big, it's only 100 people, but it's a really collaborative, supportive group that I really love. And like Anita said, it took us a little while to build it up, but if you put in the work ahead of time and get people in there and kind of keep the conversation going, it's just a really great way to make fosters feel appreciated and supported. Recruiting. So kind of the same as Felvy and Incontinent, daily emails, Facebook posts, Instagram posts. The more you're normalizing their care, the more people are going to want to try. I would say half of our fosters finally got fed up seeing these cats on our pleas and our social media, and we're like, fine, we'll try. Tell me what I need to know. Most of APA's incontinent adopters are first-time adopters, so we just need to hammer home how supportive we are and have more people interested in fostering. I do a Facebook Live about once a month where I'm featuring a different cat and showing off their care, talking about them, showing them that they're not in pain. They do have a good quality of life. If we are in the awesome situation of there being no incontinent cats on site, I've gone to foster homes to show people what a foster setup looks like when you're fostering an incontinent kitty. And then we'll also do video pleas where we'll take just a quick video of what a cat's needs are, what their personality is like, and we'll turn it into a YouTube video and attach that to the foster plea. And then the last slide before we get to Q&A is just about support. Our clinic will teach anybody who wants to foster or adopt how to do bladder and fecal demos. If you don't get it the first time, you're welcome to come back as many times as you need until you feel confident that you are able to express the bladder. They have foster mentors, same as the rest of our cats here. They also lean really hard on fellow fosters. We have our Facebook group that we talked about on the last slide. And then the last one is gratitude. I have a little bit of an advantage with this population of cats because we just don't have that many fosters. So we made incontinent kitty stickers and I mailed out thank you cards to all of our fosters last year. It was like, I think we had like 25 different people who had fostered incontinent cats and just let them know, thank you for being involved. You're really saving a life. Like we couldn't do this without you. The more we hammer home how much we need them and how much they're a hero, the more people are going to want to try to be involved in our mission. And then this is our contact information, which I'm sure we can send out afterwards as well, or drop it in the chat.